Yeah, guys,
Anthony,
before
get
we
us
get
going.
into
What do you
Cavs
got?
today, I got to remind y'all about the Charge. Experience Charge basketball at Public Hall this season. The Cleveland Charge, the NBA G League affiliate for the Cavaliers, are back in action for their 5th season in Cleveland. Charge alumni like Dean Wade and Sam Merrill and two-way players like Naquan Tomlin and Tristan Amaruma show the NBA G League is home to the future stars of the NBA. The Charge hosts Special Olympics Night presented by Cleveland Cliffs on Saturday, February 7th at 7 against the Greensboro Swarm. The Charge will partner with Special Olympics and take the court in polar plunge-themed jerseys, and the first 1,500 fans receive a Charge blanket. Tickets are on sale now at clevelandcharge.com.
You know, it's funny. We get to the trade deadline. The Cavs, unfortunately, didn't get anything done yesterday. But real quick, I was in the gym this morning, and I like to walk in the basketball gym, and like 3 or 4 older guys, like older than me. One guy was probably like late 50s, 60. The other 2 guys looked like they were mid-60s at least. And they were playing basketball, and I'm thinking, if I can get in good shape, maybe I could play, I'm going to be 55 this year. Maybe I could play in like an over 55 basketball game next year.
I love that.
And dominate! I'm kidding. The Cavs are going to try to dominate the Eastern Conference after acquiring 3 new players via trade. We hoped there'd be one last blast of excitement yesterday, guys, but that did not happen. It seemed, I know you guys both thought it was a sure thing that they would do something yesterday because they made that trip of the trade of Lonzo Ball and gave up picks. That trade, I mean, again, I don't care about Lonzo Ball at this point because obviously he turned out to be a bust this year. And in the grand scheme of things, I guess I don't really care about the second round picks. But why, in the end, did they give up those second round picks? Do you think they thought they had something and it fell through, or
no money? They cut $60 million off the tax. That's really what it was.
So he gave up assets to save $60 million. He's a multi-billionaire, isn't he?
And I've said before, Dan doesn't really.
Yeah, that's weird.
He's never really been worried about the money, but I mean, in this instance, Lonzo was giving him nothing.
Right.
So, and they weren't. So I think yesterday, what I overinflated probably Strus's value, and Porter's value. Well, Strus is hurt.
Yeah.
So I had Strus been healthy, they probably could have got some. I'm guessing. I'm totally guessing. If Strus was healthy, I think they could have got something done. I told Mike before the show. I was kind of poking around on like why couldn't they get under? And I had one team say like, I was surprised too. I thought I thought they should. And then another one was like, what are they going to do? They're out of assets.
Yeah.
And Strus is hurt. You're not going to get any value for Max when he's hurt. And they sold low on Darius because he was kind of a distressed asset. They traded for a distressed asset that I think fits better than what they had. But they weren't going to sell low on Max as well.
Okay.
And I thought maybe they could attach Porter to Nance to get something, and Porter didn't have any value either. So they still needed another pick to attach.
And they have no picks to trade.
They're out.
Or they
could do a first-round pick, but they were going to give up a first-round pick to get underneath. And I had heard something similar that, they were talks with Strus in particular, but the return that other teams were offering in exchange for Max Strus just wasn't worth the potential benefit of Strus coming back and being healthy. So to dump another asset, even though Strus is, I think Strus has more value than you were giving him credit for yesterday. And because he's hurt, less value than I thought he may have had. So we were somewhere.
So we split the difference.
Somewhere in the middle. But I was surprised they ended up not doing anything. I did think they'd get under the second apron.
But they couldn't.
At the end of the day,
Craig Porter Jr., we thought he had a little bit of value. He has no value.
Exactly. So I understand why they decided to hold on to it.
Yeah.
I do think being a second apron team through the end of the season and the future implications that has by freezing that 2033 first-round pick, not being able to trade it, could come back in the end to haunt them.
It's frozen for a couple of years. It's not just like get out of it next year. And
Right.
This is it's a multi-year process, so it's not a big deal now. It's 2026. Nobody cares about 2033.
It could be though.
2028, you might care.
Yeah.
So it's a problem for down the road.
Right.
It's not an issue for today. Ideally, it would have been better that they got out of it. They couldn't.
Yeah.
It's not the end of the world.
Exactly.
Some people are like, who cares? It's not a big deal. Well, it kind of is. But
it matters, but it doesn't matter that much.
It's a could-be issue. It's a future Cavs issue. And I asked Kobe on the post-deadline call, like, hey, you were close, you shed this much.
Yeah.
Why not? And he essentially said, we feel like we have a championship-caliber roster as is.
Yeah.
And the only way we were getting onto that second apron was to trade one of our playoff rotation guys. And we weren't willing to sacrifice a chance at this championship run for something 7 years down the future. And when you look at it from that perspective, I agree with Kobe. I actually think that's the right move and the right approach for the team to take. And when you look at this big picture, so I know we're going to grade the whole deadline in a sec.
Yeah.
I think the Cavs got better as a team. They got more versatile.
You're stealing thunder from our other subject right now.
Not really.
Yeah, you are.
And they saved $100 million. So at the end of the day, it's a
good. You
good.
repeat yourself in a 5-hour show on the radio. I think
all the time.
I think you can do it once.
All the time.
That
doesn't stop me from busting these balls about.
What did I repeat?
No, you didn't repeat anything.
The other Cavs topic is how do Mitchell and Harden fit together? We didn't even get into that.
I don't know about that.
I'm sorry. Continue.
Go ahead.
No, that they got better and they ended up saving $100 million in luxury tax money, which, once again, it's Dan's money. I don't really care about Dan's money.
Yeah.
But they got better and saved money in the big picture, which I think at the end of the day is a win if you're going off a simple win-loss.
I don't think we
basis.
judged it based on saving money. I don't. What? That's a non-factor in terms of how we grade it. That only benefits Dan.
Why
My
did your
shoes are wet.
That was the loudest shoe squeak I've ever heard of.
I got squeaky shoes.
You heard that, right? I'm not.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Ant, did you hear that?
I thought a car in the garage.
No, that was.
That was just my squeaky
Those
sneakers.
are Bull's 18-wheelers on his
That's
feet.
it. That's it.
Ultimately, they took the biggest bad contract they had and dumped it.
Yeah.
That was their last big move.
Right.
And I thought they might be able to have one more in them, and they didn't, and it's whatever.
All right, so let's give our grades now. Do you need to do a read before we do this, Anthony, or no?
No, go right into it.
So
You start, Bull. You're the ball knower.
Let's look at what they did here, wise guy. Who did they add? Jason, take it easy.
I don't know why that hit me so.
Hey, my God. All right, so who did they add? They added James Harden.
Yes.
They added Dennis Schroder.
Correct.
And they added, what's his name? Ellis. I was going to say LaFonso Ellis. It's not LaFonso Ellis. He's long retired. Keon Ellis. Who did they get rid of? Darius Garland, DeAndre Hunter, Lonzo Ball.
And 3 second-round picks.
Yeah, I don't care about that. Those are you've added 3 players. You've subtracted 3 players, right?
Yes.
So how did they have a spot for Tomlin if they added 3 and subtracted 3? Am I forgetting something? Did they ship somebody with Hunter?
No, they had 14. They had the roster spot before.
Oh,
then they added
but
the
they
extra
got 2 guys.
They got 2 for 1.
That's why they had.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So that's fine. All right. So
It threw me for a second.
yeah. Again, to me, well, you do whatever you want. To me, I'm only grading based on the 3 players. I don't care about the money.
Yeah.
I don't care about the second-round picks that much. You want to, whatever. What's your grade? Go ahead.
I give him an overall B+.
Yeah.
I genuinely think adding Schroder and Ellis fits the defensive style that Kenny Atkinson has tried to impose this season on the team, and they didn't have the assets and the horses to kind of run the defense he wanted. They were weak at point of attack. You add a guy like Keon Ellis, who might today be their best point of attack defender. You got a legitimate backup point guard in Dennis Schroder, who's been in the playoffs before, has been a lead guard on a team. You add James Harden, who in a simple 1v1 swap with Darius Garland, down the road may not be better, but right now is a better player. There's no ifs, ands, buts about it. He's more durable. He's a better player. The fit with Mitchell, we'll get into it a little bit later, but your ceiling raises with James Harden. And the reason I can't give it a full A is I still have my concerns about their front court depth. And I thought there may have been ways to address that. I'm going to say something, Bull, that I know you're going to hate.
Oh, here we go.
Dean Wade's their 3rd big right now in a playoff series.
Boy.
So I was hoping that would have been like the cherry on top of a overall great deadline for the Cavs because they still don't have enough front court depth, in my opinion. Maybe it's Thomas Bryant who emerges. Maybe Larry Nance finds the fountain of youth. Maybe Dean Wade shows us something in the postseason that's shown us before, but I just don't love the depth in the front court. So I give him a B+, a very solid B+. And if this was as simple as a winners-losers column, the Cavs unquestionably a winner of this deadline.
Jason.
Yeah, I co-sign everything you said. I thought they were the biggest winner of the deadline. The Knicks did well for themselves, but I thought the Cavs added the best player who was traded in Harden. I can't believe I'm saying that because I've trashed James Harden for years.
Yeah.
But I do think he still has value, and he still will fill a great need on this team, and he'll fill a great role on this team. I think he's going to unlock things for Evan and Jarrett that weren't there previously, the way he runs pick and rolls, the way he can throw lobs at the rim. I mean, I've been hard on Jarrett the last couple of years. Jarrett could really sort of reach another gear
It's going to be the best he's ever looked, I'm telling you.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. So that what Jarrett is defensively and offensively, I think Harden could be great for him. And James is bigger, stronger, more durable. I wrote this morning, this is a trade 3 or 4 years from now. it may look a little rough. But right now, you're trying to win right now. You can't worry about 3 or 4 years down the road. So if James can help them get to a Game 6 and Game 7, hope and pray to God Donovan plays his best game in that Game 7, and you don't have to count on Harden for that. So overall grade, I'm right in Mikey's range of B+. I had to do a hit with Ken and Lyman this morning. The Harden trade itself, I said was an A. It's fine. I said that was an A.
Yeah.
And the overall deadline, the fact that they couldn't quite finish it off and get out of the apron. And again, it's not for this season. It's not that big of a deal this season, but it just sets up to be problematic down the road. They have to eventually address that. They are thin up front. It is something that they'll have to look at. Hopefully Dean can make some shots in the playoffs, which he has not done to this point because he does all the other things, but you've got to make shots to be able to stay on the floor in a postseason series. So overall, I thought they had a great deadline.